Hey everybody, this is Michael J with This Old Car. You know, this video is coming to you on Saturday, 2025, so Happy New Year. Hey, first things first, I want to thank all of my supporters, the subscribers to the channel. You know, without you, this really couldn't happen. We're going into our fourth year now. Hey, I also want to thank those who have visited my eBay store. You see the link down below in the description. Many of you all don't know that, we sell classic car posters, have been for 20 years. You know, our sales were through the roof in 2024, and I owe it all to you. Well, hey, buckle up for another classic video.
Clean, sculptured, dramatic styling. All Morocco bucket seats. Your choice of 6 color-harmonized interiors. Distinctive grille. Sporty wheel covers. On the road, it's this. Performance.
Meet the Pontiac LeMans, a classic icon of American muscle and style that rode into the scene in, the 1960s. Originally, it was a trim upgrade of the Tempest. It quickly evolved into its own legend with sleek lines, powerful engines, and a spirit of, adventure, right? As the 1961 model year drew to a close, Pontiac unveiled the LeMans as the premier trim package for the compact Tempest. Built on GM's new Y-body platform, the Tempest LeMans boasted sportier and more luxurious features, including distinctive badging and bucket seats, setting it apart from the standard Tempest. For the 1962 model year, the LeMans continued as a trim package, now expanded to include a convertible body style. It also offered the 194.5 cubic inch 3.2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine with a 4-barrel carburetor. For 1963, the LeMans name was still used on 2-door coupes and convertibles, but now was designed as a separate model in the Pontiac compact car lineup. The 194.5 cubic inch 3.2-liter 4-cylinder engine was standard, and the 336 cubic inch 5.5-liter V8 was optional. 1964 brought in the second generation. The Tempest line shifted to an intermediate-sized car on the GM platform. Shortly after, Pontiac introduced the LeMans GTO package with the 389 cubic inch 6.4-liter V8 from the Pontiac Catalina, offering up 348 horsepower with the tri-power version.
It happens every time. A guy goes out and gets a genuine Tiger, a Pontiac GTO that is, and guess who suddenly loves cats? Frankly, Pontiac didn't intend GTO to stand for Girls Take Over, but it's something you...
Pontiac's 1965 A-body intermediates, including Tempest, Tempest Custom, LeMans, and GTO, were restyled, adding 3.1 inches or 79 millimeters in length. They featured Pontiac's iconic vertically stacked quad headlights and gained about 100 pounds or 45 kilograms. The dashboard was redesigned and a breakerless transistor ignition was optional. The 326 high-output engine offered 285 horsepower for the Tempest and LeMans, while the GTO power increased to 335 horsepower or 360 horsepower with the tri-power. In 1966, Pontiac replaced the pillared 4-door sedan with a 4-door hardtop. The GTO became a separate model, retaining the same basic body as the Tempest and LeMans. New styling for the GM and Pontiac intermediates included tunnel back rooflines on 2-door hardtops and pillared coupes. The Tempest and LeMans received a new 230 cubic inch 3.8-liter single overhead cam straight six as the base engine, a creation of Pontiac's chief engineer John DeLorean. Optional engines included a 326 cubic inch 5.3-liter V8, rated at up to 285 horsepower. The LeMans, it also offered a Sprint package with a 207 horsepower i6 engine.
You got something that moves?
Oh, I sure have. That Pontiac GTO over there. The car of the year.
Give me the key.
1968 brought in the third generation. The Tempest line introduced the four-door Safari station wagon, a new 350 engine based on Pontiac's existing architecture replaced the 326, boosting base power to 175 horsepower. For the 1969 model year, Pontiac's 350 V8 engine offered a 265 horsepower two-barreled and an optional 330 horsepower four-barrel version. This was the last high-performance 350, and the Sprint 250 cubic inch overhead cam saw its power increase to 230 horsepower with manual transmissions. In 1970, Pontiac reshuffled its intermediate lineup to include Tempest, LeMans, LeMans Sport, GTO, and GTO Judge. Body styles, they included a four-door hardtop sedan, two-door hardtop coupe, and a convertible. In February of 1970, Pontiac introduced the T-37 Hardtop Coupe. Interesting fact, it was marketed as GM's lowest-priced hardtop, but then it was undercut by the Chevrolet Chevelle. There was also the GT37 package, which added the muscle car features like V8 engines, rally two wheels, and dual exhausts and sporty accents.
When Pontiac builds a low-priced car, it doesn't look low-priced. The radio antenna is hidden in the windshield for clean styling. There's tough reinforced...
For the 1971 model year, Pontiac, they rebranded their lineup. Pontiac dropped the Tempest name altogether. The GTO and the GTO Judge, they were a separate line.
It's made of a rubber-like material called Endura, with a thick steel backing, and it won't rust or peel. It's available on 1972 Pontiac LeMans.
In 1972, all Pontiac intermediates became LeMans models, with the T-37 replaced by a base LeMans pillared coupe. The GTO became an option package on the LeMans and LeMans Sport coupes. In 1973, LeMans was redesigned but kept its 112-inch wheelbase for coupes and 116-inch for sedans and wagons. In 1974, the LeMans received new split grills and vertical taillights. The GTO series moved to the compact Ventura. All engines were carried over with the 354-barrel option. The 1975 LeMans introduced new grills and a wraparound dashboard on Grand LeMans models. The maximum mileage system improved emissions and fuel economy. For 1976, LeMans and Grand LeMans were the only Pontiac intermediates featuring the new rectangular headlights. A Chevy-built 250 straight six became standard with V8 options of 260, 350, and 400 cubic inch.
Can you say anything?
Yeah, it's a football game. Can we watch, Daddy?
You stay and watch the game. I'm going back.
An Enforcer police package was also introduced for 1976. In 1977, the final year for the LeMans and Grand LeMans Colonnade body saw revised grills and taillight lenses. The Buick 231 cubic inch V6 became the base engine. The sporty Can-Am model featured a 400 cubic inch V8 and unique styling. That wraps it up for the Pontiac LeMans 1961 through 1977. That, to me, was the sweet spot era. Hey, did you own a Pontiac LeMans, and which year did you appreciate the most? We want to know. Leave your comments below. Hey, once again, thank you for a great 2024, and we look forward to a great 2025. And don't forget, visit our eBay poster store. If you love classic cars, chances are we have the car that you like in our store. It's the Payless Poster Store on eBay. You can check out the link in the description below. And hey, thanks to all of our viewers, and especially those who have subscribed to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, can you do us a favor? We are shooting for 100,000 subscribers. Almost there, slowly, but we need your help. All you got to do is like, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications. This is Michael J. with This Old Car. We'll catch you later.